Beautiful boxing fans, I am letting you know right now that in less than 4 months, one of the greatest fighters of all time, the legendary, the iconic, the 8 division champion, the only 8 division champion, the part of the Philippines, one of the GOATs, Manny Pacquiao. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, that in less than 4 months, this man will break his own record in the welterweight division and become the oldest welterweight world champion at 47 years, not old, not 47 years old, but 47 years young from what the man has showed in his last fight. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, Manny Pacquiao is expected to return in December. And he has two options, Mario Barrios rematch or Rolly Romero. Either WBC welterweight title or either WBA welterweight world title. But either way, no matter who he fights, the man is winning and the man is becoming a world champion. Let me tell you why. Let's talk about the Mario Barrios fight first. He proved already. He proved, even though I doubted the man. Most of the boxing world doubted the man. I predicted that Mario Barrios was going to stop Manny Pacquiao. Because Manny Pacquiao, not because Barrios was a better fighter, but because Manny was simply too old. But my goodness, was I wrong. And he shocked the world and he beat Mario Barrios comfortably, in my opinion. But they robbed him. For some reason, they robbed him. And I think I know why. But we will get into that later. So if he rematches Barrios, he already proved that he can beat Barrios without even sharing the ring with him before. But now, with Manny's experience and Manny's IQ, after sharing 12 long rounds with Barrios, and after taking Barrios' best shots, Manny knows for a fact that he can come back and replicate the magic that he produced. On the other hand, which in my opinion would be the easier fight and the easier option, and probably the bigger fight, Rolando, Rolly Romero. First of all, I love Rolly. I met the man when I went to the States, when I went to New York. Met the man, he's an absolute gentleman, so humble, so gracious. But I love Rolly, I call him the charismatic enigma. I love him, but I think he would absolutely get knocked out by Manny Pacquiao. Because why? Styles make fights. And let me tell you how exactly that fight would play out. And if you go back to the history of my videos, when it comes to breaking down fights, more times than not, I am very accurate. And I'm proud to say that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you how that fight would play out. I know exactly what Manny Pacquiao would do, and I know exactly what Rolly Romero would do. Now, I watched Rolly fight live versus Ryan Garcia. And let me tell you this, Rolly's best punch and most powerful punch is the punch that sets up all his knockout punches. Which is what? Which is the jab to the body. The left jab to the body is Rolly's best punch and favorite punch. And this is what he used versus Ryan Garcia to discipline Ryan Garcia and to break him down and to start coming up top with the left hook. The same left hook that dropped him. But let me tell you this, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you this. When you take away Rolly's best weapon, the jab to the body, he can't do anything. And let me tell you this. When you talk about Rolly versus Ryan, Ryan is tall. So Rolly was able to go to the body. But every time Rolly fought someone shorter than him, he never went with the jab to the body. For example, Gervonta Davis. Couldn't go to Gervonta Davis' body with the jab, got knocked out. Couldn't go to Pitbull Cruz's body with the stab to the body, got knocked out. And Manny Pacquiao is better than Gervonta and Pitbull, and he hits harder than both. Now, Gervonta is probably more explosive with the uppercuts, but let's be honest. Manny has dynamite in both hands. Manny can put you to sleep with the backhand, or he can put you to sleep with the 2-1. Just like he did with Barrios. He rocked Barrios. And let me tell you this. Just because Mario Barrios, one of my favorite fighters, if not my favorite fighter, Mario Barrios is, just because Mario Barrios was able to take Manny's bombs, that doesn't mean that Rolly is going to take Manny's bombs. And let me tell you this. I've been watching Mario Barrios for nearly a decade. And Mario Barrios, if you don't weight drain him, if you don't put a rehydration clause on him, you can't knock the man out. His chin is iron. The only time he's ever been stopped versus Tank, and he was weight drained and he had a rehydration clause. So I don't really count that. But if you give Mario Barrios no rehydration clause, the man will have an iron chin. And he proved that he has an iron chin versus Manny Pacquiao. But you know who doesn't have an iron chin? And who doesn't have the defense of Mario? And who's not as tall as Mario, which is harder to hit? Rolly Romero. Rolly Romero doesn't have the jab of Barrios, which is the most important weapon in boxing. Mario Barrios, Keith Thurman, when he fought him, he said that Mario Barrios has the best jab that he ever faced. And if you actually think about it, the only punch that Mario really had a lot of success in versus Manny was the jab. Mario's best punch is his jab. It's so sharp, it's so long, it's so powerful. Rolly doesn't have that. And Rolly doesn't have the chin of Mario. And Rolly does not have the experience of Mario Barrios. Look at Mario Barrios' resume by now. Keith Thurman, Gervonta Davis, Ugas, Ramos, Manny, Akhmedov. When Akhmedov fought Mario, Akhmedov was the #1 contender and Akhmedov had 100% knockout ratio. And until now, the only man to ever drop Akhmedov was Mario Barrios, and Mario Barrios dropped him twice. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what's beautiful about this? Leading up, actually after the second Manny versus Mario ended in the post-fight press conference, Manny's promoter, Sean Gibbons, shout out to Sean Gibbons, a legend, he came out and said, we might very well be going for Rolly's belt, the WBA belt. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, there is a very, very high chance that Rolly versus Manny is next. And let me tell you this, Manny Pacquiao, his two options, Mario and Rolly is back in the gym now. He's preparing for something big. Mario is still on vacation. Manny just got back from vacation. You know, shout out Mario Barrios, love you brother. Mario Barrios is my favorite fighter. The man is getting high somewhere. He's living his life, living in the nature. You gotta love Mario Barrios. But I don't think that Mario has received any call in regards to a rematch with Pacquiao, because he would have locked him by now. Because it's been nearly a month since the fight. But maybe he's still enjoying his time and he deserves it. Mario Barrios, if you only knew what the man stands for outside of the ring, just go back to my old videos. The man is, just like Manny Pacquiao, one of the most exceptional human beings outside of the ring you will ever see. Getting back to our point, ladies and gentlemen, no matter who Manny fights next, Rolly or Mario, he will become a world champion. Why? Because not only is he simply better than both men, but stylistically, he already proved that he can beat Mario. And stylistically, I promise you and I guarantee you that he is all wrong for Rolly Romero. And Rolly Romero, you know, there's something about fighting Manny Pacquiao. You know, most fighters, when they fight Manny, they don't fight the way they usually fight. Why? Because they are fighting someone who they have all looked up to. Because they are fighting an absolute icon, an absolute legend. And it is impossible for you not to be starstruck by the man. But never mind getting starstruck. You will be power struck with his iron fists, with the way that he unloads. I mean, the man still looked fast at 46 years old. And I don't believe that the man is going to slow down drastically within 3 to 4 months. I think that's virtually impossible. If Manny Pacquiao shocked us at 46 and a half, then he can definitely shock us at 47. And this is what's actually so beautiful about this. Manny is so great. Manny has reached a point where his greatness is so unmatched. He's levels above Floyd Mayweather, by the way. Don't ever compare someone like Floyd to Manny Pacquiao. But Manny is so great that at nearly 50 years old, the man is breaking his own records. How crazy is that? I mean, I'm not the biggest boxing historian, but correct me if I'm wrong. Have we ever seen anything like this? I don't think we have, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think that we have ever seen someone at this age and at this stage of their career coming back out of retirement, breaking their own records, defying all odds, and not just that. Not only have we never seen that before, but most importantly, we have never ever seen an 8 division champion. And you know what? I'm gonna give you my opinion. But my opinion, more times than not, turns out to be a fact. In my opinion, not only have we never seen anything like this, but most importantly, we will probably never, ever, ever see anything or anyone come close to what Manny Pacquiao did or is doing. And this is what it means to be one of the GOATs. This is why Manny Pacquiao, and don't get me started. Don't even get me started with Manny Pacquiao outside of the ring. I've always loved Manny. But the moment I started to look into what the man does outside of the ring, all I gotta say is this: Muhammad Ali would be proud.